Okay, back for another round. I had to stop working on the bumpers and the front fender because the measurements were coming out all wanky. And what I got discovered is on the passenger side here in the front, the radiator core support has like 3/8 of an inch thick rubber bushing and no bolt. On the driver's side, there's no rubber bushing and a bolt. Well, then after looking further, let me come around here. I decided I need to fix, this is the body mount, cutting it out, and the floor was all rusted. Somebody glued with some construction adhesive a metal plate, which was only like 22 gauge, over it, riveted it. That's what these holes are for, right through here, and then they back here. But you can see this section's all rusted, so I'm going to cut that out. Trying to get through this last little piece right back here, but it doesn't want to come off, so I'm going to have to crawl under it with a grinder. And I don't know if you can see in there or not. No, there it is. But those were sitting up inside the cab mount. One still is, so it's completely rusted out. There was a 1/2 inch gap underneath the washer between it and the floor. So I figured before I mess with the rest of the front end, get this body mounts done, that I can go off of get my measurements and go from there. So, and those were only, looks like 20 gauge, the mounts. So over here, I'm taking some 16 gauge. I already got one flange built there. I need to bend the other one, which is kind of tough. This was the original patch that I had made, but since I had to cut more out, I don't know what I'm going to do. And got a new bolt for the passenger side radiator. These are the two top mounts for the body supports. So because I can't get in above the frame and I don't want to cut out more of the floor, I'm just ending them short by about maybe 2 or 3 inches above where it goes above the frame. So yeah, and these are actually upside down. They'll mount this way. So let's see if I can prop it up. Yeah, so they'll be that way and the bolt will go through here. I'm also going to put between here and the bottom plate, I'm going to put a pipe spacer so this doesn't give. But yeah, this would be that side, like so. Actually, it's got to come, yeah, it's got to come forward. I got to take a little bit more off that bottom edge because it opens the gap up there. Yep, so I'm doing this out of 16 gauge. So those should last longer than the rest of the truck. Yeah, I kept wondering why the two measurements from the driver's side to the passenger side were almost an inch off. And the more I dug around looking and stuff, finding out, the difference with the bushings from one side to the other and how bad the body mounts were rusted out, it was time to stop working on the front and take care of those. And like I said, that way I know my measurements and everything should be square at that point. So that's what I'm working on today. Try and get the old mount out of one side, get one new mount completely made, and while I'm making it one side, I'm also cutting the material for the second side, and then I'll go from there. So yeah, fun. But that's what we do with these old trucks. We fix them and stuff. We try to do it right, because previous people half-assed it. So I want it right. But that's it for today. I should be back on it. Maybe later today or tomorrow. We're getting ready to go through another Arctic cold front here in New Mexico. At 5 o'clock this morning, it was 6 degrees out, and we're supposed to hit 40, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, if I get more accomplished, I'll bring you in and show you. I got to put my phone on the charger. For some reason, it's taking forever to charge, so I'll be back later. Okay, today's Friday. I haven't been able to get out here the last 3 days. We had some unexpected business come up yesterday that we had to go into town. So, let me crawl under here, and I can show you what I got done the last time. I got all that rust repair, most of it cut out, and down here at the bottom, and I'll have to cut this out because you can see holes, see daylight through there. That's where it curves across here and then goes down to a flange. I did cut a whole lot more of the floor out than I had planned. This goes into the step area right here. It's that beginning of it. It wraps around this corner. I got to cut this down farther. Yeah. So I've been working on making patch panels. Let me come over here. I got the remaining 3 side pieces for the body mount or cab mount. These are the inner panels that go on the sides that I just showed you I cut out. I got to bend this at 90 degrees. This I got to do an offset so it'll come over, and then drill holes because my Whitney punch won't punch holes through 16 gauge. I already know that from experience. Yeah. And right now, I'm back on that thing. So, but once I did get the front of the cab propped up, it did start to close that gap better and stuff, which is good. I'll have to do the driver's side after I get this side finished. So, yeah. I did get the one cab mount that's upside down. I got the one side welded on. I've got to do the other side. Made sure I got plenty of penetration. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And be back in a little bit. This is the bottom of the cab mount. You see I just cut this end off. This is what tucks up above the frame. And all that is what comes out here up to this point. I'm going to have to drill out the spot welds along here, cut this off and out, cut out this spacer because it's all rusted out, and then but from the top it's good. So I'm going to keep the top plate so I can weld that to the new mount or supports that I'm making, which I'm going to go in here, turn my radio off so I don't get dinged for that. What did I do with it? So here's one side welded up, and I got to weld the other side on. It's Friday. This is what I'm working on. This heater hose is a 3/4 inch hose and goes to the heater core. I did try the plastic quick disconnects after spending $23 on them. One, it just blew right off. That didn't even last. So what I ended up doing is this. Turn the whole dash out just so I can pull that heater core out. Now I got to wipe off all the antifreeze that's in there and stuff. Yeah, third time pulling that dash out. So, yep, that's where I'm at. But here's what I'm doing with the heater core. Since I didn't have any hose the right size to put on here, because these are 5/8, and that's 3/4. I got some old inner tube bike inner tube, and I took and glued it. It's still tacky, wet. I glued it on there with some Gorilla Glue, and then stretched it around so it would fit in that 3/4 hose, and then I glued it at that spot. And then once this sets up, I'll cut the excess off, unwrap it, and cut it off, put the truck back together. The only other hose I had was 1/2 inch fuel line, which is too small to go over that. I even thought about heating it up, but by the time you heat it up and stretch it over it, the thickness it's too thick to go in a 3/4. So this is what I've come up with. So this is going to be, like I said, a short video for this week, and hopefully get this thing fixed again, and then it's back on finishing those cab mounts, get everything spot welded back in, and get the floor patched on the passenger side, and then do the driver's side. And once I get that all tied in, then it's back on finishing up for the front bumper. We got an Arctic cold front coming through starting tomorrow, so I don't know when I'll be back out here to work on that. My goal is to get that thing fixed today and back together, because I'm tired of that heater hose leaking and running inside the cab and causing the windshield to fog up on the inside and smelling antifreeze constantly. I'd like to have had all day yesterday and today to work on that, but we had to go into town yesterday and take care of some business that was unexpected, so it works out the way it works out. We just carry on. So anyways, that's it for me this week. Hope y'all have a good next week I should say, because I post these on Sundays. Yeah, stay safe out there. Watch out for the crazies. Stay blessed, and come back and join me again next week, and hopefully I make more progress. So thanks again for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe. It helps my channel spread. I don't get paid for posting these videos. I'm just sharing it with all of you. So yeah, it would help me out to get my channel out, a lot more people to watch it and see the craziness of stuff I'm building and stuff. Give me a comment. All right, appreciate you guys. Thanks. Talk to you later. Well, it's 6:40. As you can see, it's dark out. She's back together and running. I don't see any leaks, so that's a plus. Those things are a nightmare to get to. So, yeah. Poured some antifreeze in her. Yeah, she's not up to temperature yet. But, yeah. It's all back together. What a pain in the butt. But that's a little bit of a rumble, not much. Oh, I got a license plate light out. Huh. Never knew. Okay. So, yeah, I just wanted to post that she's back together. Yeah. I'm wore out. Time to let this run until it warms up. Go get me a cup of hot coffee and some dinner and go from there. But that's it for this week. We'll catch you the next time. Thanks for joining me.